I need help.
What is going on?
Somebody shot my husband.
Somebody shot your husband? Where is he shot at?
This frantic 911 call was made by Julene after finding her husband, Jeremy, shot to death inside their home. She blamed the murder on an intruder, but the evidence told a different story. The investigation exposed a twisted relationship, making it clear Julene was hiding something in plain sight, and the detectives weren't buying her story.
Don't you think the intruder would be in a hurry to leave if he heard the shots?
If you can't tell us who it was that killed your husband, then it must be you.
Investigators uncovered a 14-page master-slave contract, along with bondage photographs and videos depicting Jeremy as the dominant partner. And as the truth began to emerge, it revealed the dark origins of a motive that traced back to Julene's past.
A very traumatic event happened to you when you were a child.
It was the early morning of November 18th, 2009, around 6 a.m. in the quiet town of Vermilion, Ohio, when police responded to a frantic 911 call from 25-year-old Julene Simko. She claimed her husband had been shot and that an intruder might still be inside their home on Northridge Road. When officers arrived, they found 36-year-old Jeremy Simko dead in bed with a single gunshot wound to the back of his head, fired from just inches away as he slept. What first appeared to be a burglary quickly began to look like something far more sinister. As detectives started uncovering disturbing clues about the couple's hidden intimate life and Julene's shifting story, they realized this was no random break-in. And when Julene finally sat down in front of the officers, what she revealed would expose gruesome details of control, trauma, and a twisted kind of love that turned lethal.
You've walked from here to the dresser to look, use the light of the clock to look at the safety and take the safety off, okay? And how long did that take?
I couldn't say exactly how long it took.
Okay.
I mean, I imagine it didn't take very long.
Okay, I mean seconds, minute?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't watching the clock.
But you have some sense of time. You know, we've established that you're a relatively intelligent adult.
I
you've
imagine
got
it probably
college.
took a few seconds.
A few seconds,
I
okay.
don't think it
All
took
right.
minutes.
Okay, so you're right here, you've got the safety off. What is your next action?
I shot towards the doorway.
Okay.
Or, like out of the doorway.
And what were you shooting at?
I was just shooting because I heard noise out there.
Mm-hmm.
So my reaction was just to shoot. I don't know who's out there. There's nobody else in the house. It's Jeremy and I. There should be nobody else in that house.
Okay. All right. And why did you shoot 2 shots?
I don't remember how many shots that I shot.
Okay.
You're saying I shot 2?
All right. How many do you think you shot?
I have no idea. I know I shot the gun.
Okay.
I
But
don't remember
you shot
how
it
many
more
times.
than once, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Well,
I remember shooting the gun. How many times? I don't remember.
okay. What were you aiming at when you shot?
I was just aiming where I heard the noise.
Okay.
Out towards the hallway.
And what kind of rapid succession were you shooting the gun? Did you shoot, wait a second, shoot again, wait a second? I mean, how did you do that?
I imagine I probably just shot. I don't really remember what.
Okay.
I mean, it all happened really quickly. I don't remember how quickly I shot. I imagine if you say I shot 2 times, then I imagine I shot 2 times pretty quickly.
Okay.
I don't think I shot and waited to see what was going to happen.
All right. What hand did you hold the gun with?
I'm right-handed.
You're right-handed? Okay. Did you take a one-handed stance or a two-handed stance?
I really don't remember.
You don't remember how you shot the gun?
No, I don't really remember. I mean, I remember having the gun in my hand. I probably held it with 2 hands. That's how I would normally hold a gun.
Okay. You've done shooting before, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Can I
Okay.
just ask one question?
Sure.
Julene, where were you standing? You went over to the dresser where the clock was, and I'm assuming you had to lean over to get the light to find out where the safety was off. Did you shoot right from that position, or did you have to move away from the dresser to shoot?
I was at the foot of the bed somewhere, I imagine, in that general vicinity.
Okay. So you
when I
moved
shot.
from here back over to the foot of the bed?
I don't know if I moved at all. I mean, I know I was at the foot of the bed. and I was shooting that way. I don't know if I moved this way 5 feet or this way 5 feet, but I was at the foot of the bed.
But you had moved somewhat from the dresser.
Well,
No, I'm asking.
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I remember
right.
shooting. I remember being at the foot of the bed.
Okay.
I remember using the light from that clock.
Okay. When you say the foot of the bed, if you would.
I was probably maybe in this vicinity here.
Okay, would you just draw a circle where you think you were at?
I was probably, I have no idea. I really don't know.
Look, give me your best recollection. I understand it's not going to be
If
an
the clock
exact
is right
science.
there, I was probably maybe in this area.
Okay. All right. And if you just put mark that with a red S. Okay. All right. Now, what do you do from that point? What's the next thing you did?
I think what I did next was I ran over and shut the bedroom door and locked it.
Okay. And then what did you do?
And then I went back to the bed.
Okay. And then what did you do?
I think I rolled Jeremy over. I noticed there was a lot of blood. I think I put a towel, like, on his head where it was bleeding.
Okay.
I looked for a phone to call, and the phone was usually, I think the charger was probably over here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see the phones, and his phone was on his dresser. So I used that phone
Okay.
to call the operator.
Okay. And at any time prior to this, had you turned on an interior light?
At some point when I was in the bed, I turned on the light.
Where's the light switch at there?
It was like directly over towards the foot of the bed. There was, the light switch is on the wall, but we just used the pull thing.
Okay. So you just reached up while you were on the bed and turned on the light?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that how you turn the light off at night? You just reach up and use the pull chain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So from the time you called 911, how much time elapsed before you got on the bed? Or did you get on the bed first and then
I
come
was
back
already
and
on
call
the bed.
911? Okay. You took the phone with you.
No.
Okay.
I came and got onto the bed and went to Jeremy,
Mm-hmm.
and I have no idea how much time elapsed. And I looked for the phone at some point, which I believe the charger was over here and the
Okay.
phone wasn't there. But his phone was on the dresser. So I grabbed his cell phone and called while I was in the bed with him.
When you say dresser, do you mean his nightstand or
Yeah,
over here
the
on the dresser?
nightstand.
Okay. So you're saying you picked up his phone
I believe it was on the nightstand when I picked
from
it
his
up.
nightstand. Okay. And you were in the bed when you picked that up.
Julene steps in front of the law with unmistakable smugness, but her past quietly betrays that confidence. According to people close to her, she had an unhealthy obsession with true crime shows and community college forensics classes where she studied crime scene staging and gunshot residue. All of this, combined with the damning evidence, places her under even deeper suspicion. The detectives will confront her with hard facts. Julene, however, will only respond with stories that only make sense in her own smug version of reality.
All right. Just so I have this clear in my head. You have shot the gun 2 or more times. Okay. You don't know what you've done with the gun, or you think you took it to the bed with you?
I'm sure I took it to the bed. I don't know if
Okay.
I sat it down or took it in the bed, but I had it with me.
Okay. So let's go right to the point. You've fired the shots. You're on the bed. What's the next thing you do?
I was checking on Jeremy in the bed.
Okay. In the dark or in the light?
At some point, I turned the light on.
Okay.
I probably turned it on fairly quickly to see what was going on.
And what did you determine after you turned on? What did you see when you turned on the light?
I saw him laying there, and there was blood everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And what did you do then? What was the very next thing you did?
I think I grabbed a towel.
Okay. Where did you get the towel from?
I don't know if it was on the dresser, on the nightstand. I'm not sure where there was a towel there. I grabbed it.
Is that normal for there to be a towel on the nightstand?
I don't know. Probably. I'm not sure where I grabbed it from. I remember there being a towel.
Do you remember getting off the bed to get the towel?
I don't remember that.
Okay. What did you do when you got the towel?
I put it on the back of his head.
Okay. All right. And what did you do then?
I think probably shortly after that is when I called 911. I was looking for the phone.
Okay. And you found the phone again where?
His phone was, I believe, it was sitting on his nightstand.
Okay. Where would your phone have been?
I believe my phone was either in the other room. I think my phone was in the other room on the charger.
Okay. During this period of time, do you hear any other noises in the house?
I don't remember paying attention to anything but what was going on right there.
Okay. So now you're calling the 911 operator, correct? Okay. What transpired during that period of time? What did you do?
I remember pulling him off the bed, as she instructed me to do, to get him onto
And how
the
did
floor.
you do that?
I don't know how I grabbed him. I grabbed him and pulled him off the bed over to here.
Okay. All right. Did you set the phone down when you were doing that? Were you holding the phone? Did you have what were you doing at that
I don't
time?
remember where the phone was.
Okay.
I remember being on the phone. I don't know if I set it down or if I was holding it
Okay.
and doing it.
All right. So you set him on the floor, correct?
Yeah.
How much time elapsed from the time you called 911 and you decided to move him onto the floor?
I did it when she told me to.
Okay. All right. And what did you do then?
I was holding a towel behind his head,
Okay.
and I did do CPR. She was instructing me on the phone.
Again, I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but did it appear to you at that time that he was deceased?
I thought I could see his neck moving, but I don't know if I was thinking that or not.
Okay. Was there a point prior to the arrival of the police that you believed he was deceased?
I wasn't sure.
Well, I understand you weren't sure, but was there a point that you thought he's gone?
I don't really know. What I was thinking at that point.
Okay. All right. So you're doing 911 in conjunction with what the operator's telling you. What happens next?
It was a while before the police got there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember hearing. I don't really recall everything, but I remember hearing them asking to come into the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
They were outside the door, and the door was locked.
Okay. And what point did you open at? Before they got there, or while they were
No,
coming
I
up the
opened it
steps?
after
Or?
they must have been at the door because I heard
Okay.
them there.
And what's the mechanism for locking that door?
I think it was a little, like a lever.
Okay. All right. And what happened as soon as they got there?
I remember one guy in particular walking around the bedroom, and I was asking for him to help me, and he just was. I remember pieces, parts, but I remember them being in the bedroom.
Okay.
Keeping smugness intact, Julene recounts the crime scene with convenient precision, but there are too many catches. The holstered .357 Magnum murder weapon was left in plain sight in the kitchen. Post-shooting hallway casings appeared suspiciously staged, and there were no signs of forced entry. Even her forensic savvy explains everything a little too perfectly. The detective is done listening. He is about to hit back with hard facts that will soon reveal the actual story behind this brutal crime.
All right. And you have a camera system that's recording on your house. So we'll agree to disagree on whether or not it's a low crime rate area. Okay. But we have a security conscious couple. There's only the two of you in the house. You go to bed that night. You have dogs that bark all around your property. You have an alarm system in your driveway. Mm-hmm. You have an alarm system on your house. And I understand it's not being monitored by an alarm company.
It was not even on. We hadn't used that,
Okay.
to be clear.
Okay. Do you understand it was working when BCI
The chimes were working. That
Okay.
That had not been turned on for a long time.
Okay.
The actual
When you say the
security
chimes
system.
are working, what do you mean?
When you open the back door or the side door or the basement door, it would give a chime.
Right. But it wasn't sending an alarm to any place. Just
the security system was not.
Sure. Just the chimes would sound.
There were motion detectors in the house. Those were not on.
Okay. But the chimes on the
chimes
doors
were
would
on.
sound.
Yeah.
And it's only those 4 first floor doors, right? You didn't have any. Did you have any windows hooked up?
No. There was a front door, side door, back door, and basement door. I believe were all hooked into the chimes.
And that chime's like a 3-tone chime or something like that.
that.
And your driveway alarm's kind of a long, annoying blare. Okay. All right. So I've got that right. Okay. So follow me here if you will. It's the hours of darkness. It's cool weather. We have a security conscious couple that has camera systems, an alarm, and 4, to the outward observer, would look like security dogs surrounding the house. Your husband locks up the door. You go to bed.
Assume he locked up the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
One
is there
of us locked
is
the
there any
door.
reason to believe that the door would not be locked if that's the general
No.
habit? Okay. All right. So we can agree that normally the doors were locked and there was no reason to have this door not locked, right? Okay. For whatever reason, we have a couple that has a very active life, by your own admission, previous statements. You don't engage in any sexual relations that night, yet there are marital accoutrements out and ready and present in the bedroom. And look, there's no judgment here. We're just trying to recall facts, okay? For whatever reason, you remove yourself from the bedroom.
By the way, when I said, I just want to make this clear, it's not like we had sex every night, okay? It wasn't like it was 3 times a week. I mean, I wasn't counting. We did often.
I'm just relying on
Most days-
statements you made on previous
Okay, I'm
interviews.
just letting you know.
Okay,
it wasn't
no, please tell me. I mean, on
It
most
wasn't
days,
like there
what?
was anything going on that caused us to not. We just didn't.
Okay, all right. But I want to be fair to you. Is it more common for you to have sexual relations when you go to bed at night, or is it more uncommon for you not to?
It wasn't always at night.
Okay. During that day, no time on the 17th did you engage in relations, correct? Okay. And that was typical or atypical?
It was nothing different about that than, I mean,
Okay.
we just didn't have sex, that's all.
All right. Were there a reason that the marital aids were left out in the open like that?
We used them often.
Okay. All right.
Nobody was usually on the second floor. I mean, most guests were on the first floor.
Okay.
Had they been up there, guests before? Yes.
Okay.
Was the stuff out? No.
Okay. And were you and Jeremy in an exclusive relationship?
Yes.
Okay. So there were no third parties
Absolutely
introduced
not.
into this? Okay. All right. So during the course of that night, you remove yourself to another room. You hear a noise that you have described various times in different ways to persons. You wait several minutes upstairs.
I don't know how long it was.
Well, I'm
We're
using your words.
guesstimating.
Yeah, I'm just using your words.
When I said it before, I said I wasn't clear. I mean, I
Okay.
wasn't watching the clock.
Understand. But you didn't come down right away. When you came down the stairs, did you run down the stairs? Did you walk?
I walked down the stairs.
You walked down the stairs. Okay. Was there any trepidation about coming downstairs at that time?
No.
You had no fears, no concerns?
No.
Okay. All right. So you come downstairs. You find Jeremy shot. Okay. You don't know if there's an intruder in the house. You hear what you think you hear a noise that concerns you. Were you afraid?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then you fire 2 shots. You eventually call 911. You try CPR. You move him off the bed. So we're left with the officers get there. They check the residence. There is no forced entry into the residence. None whatsoever.
How did they get in?
The back door was open. The screen door was closed. The back door was open. The 357 that was used.
Because I
shoot-
remember them saying something about asking to like knock down the door or something or gain entry.
Who
But you're-
did that?
I thought I remember either I read it somewhere or I remember hearing it on the phone that they had asked if they could, like, I think the 911 operator asked me if they could come into the house, the police, and of course I said yes.
And then the 911 operator asked you if they had permission to break in the door?
I thought that's what I remember
Okay.
hearing.
All right. So the officers get there, and they did, in fact, try to get in through the front door, which was secured, and they kicked it several times and could not gain entry. Okay. And they came around to the back by the kitchen, and the screen door is closed, the other door is open. They find the 357 that was used to shoot Jeremy laying on the floor. Okay. It has 6 rounds in it. 5 are live. 1 has been expended. Okay. The round that shot Jeremy. They come into the house, and as you know, they come upstairs, they find you. So we have a couple, both of them went to bed, okay? There's no forced entry into the home. No alarms went off. No driveway alarm. All the neighbors were canvassed. Nobody heard any barking dogs. And we're left with 2 people in the house. 1 is dead, 1 is not. typically that lends itself to making you the prime suspect. I mean, you can see where I'm coming from here, correct? Okay. Agree with me or not agree with me? I mean, can you see at least the logic of where I'm coming from?
The detective's fact-based accusations have put Julene under pressure, but she has yet to shed her smugness. There was no intruder DNA, the silent alarms were untouched, and the dogs at the crime scene remained undisturbed. All of this does unsettle Julene, but it is still not enough to make her a suspect. However, the detective is now about to reveal a piece of evidence. Just a single detail from Julene's past will make this case crystal clear.
You had what could at best be described, and I'm very sorry to bring it up, but I think it bears mentioning here. A very traumatic event happened to you when you were a child. You were abused by your father, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. And that happened for a period of years, correct? Okay. And are you familiar with this document that I have here?
Without reading the whole thing.
I'm in no rush. You can take your time and read the whole thing.
Yeah,
Okay. And whose writing is this here?
Jeremy's.
That's Jeremy's? Okay. And then I think it's the last 4 pages of this. It is your writing, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. And this has been referred to by investigators as pertaining to the document agreement and or a father-daughter agreement. And are you familiar with this, Jack?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And would you agree with me that this is somewhat atypical behavior? It's not normal.
I don't know what other relationships people carry
Okay.
on, so.
Okay. All right. How long into the relationship did you guys have what you would call the father-daughter relationship? I mean, is this something that started right away, or?
I don't really remember, like, at what point.
I mean, is this something that is years old, or is this something that is months old?
I had no idea when we put that together.
Okay. You don't have any idea. You don't remember if it was 5 years ago or 7 years ago or 2 years ago?
I mean,
Okay.
it wasn't something that, like, we just did.
Okay.
I think it was something that we probably had for a while.
Who introduced this into the relationship?
We both did.
Okay. Was there a nexus for this? Was there somebody that had the original idea that said, hey, why don't we do this?
I don't really remember.
Okay.
It was a mutual.
Where did you get the wording for this at?
I have no idea.
Okay. Was this ceremony, did you ever conduct this?
There was never a ceremony.
Okay.
It was just role playing, kind of.
Okay. All right. Would you agree that this paints a pretty domineering picture of your husband?
He was a dominant guy.
Okay. And you were comfortable in that relationship? Mm-hmm. Okay. You didn't mind being subservient to him
This was
to the
only,
point of degradation?
This was only role playing.
It was only role
For
playing?
your information, just so you know, it wasn't like in a daily relationship. It was like this. This was just role playing, like in the
Okay.
bedroom. It
Well, the
wasn't
reason-
like we went out into the world with this.
I understand it may have been a relationship you kept among yourselves. My concern is, given the events of everything that have happened, are you saying that you are a willing participant for all of that?
I was a willing participant in everything that went on in the
Okay.
bedroom.
All right. There was none of that you were ever forced to do?
No.
Okay. All right. You can understand, I think, why we might ask you those questions given the circumstances we have here. Okay.
You indicated, though, that Jeremy was a dominant individual between the two of you. He was the dominant one.
I would say more so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there have been, the police had done a number of interviews where individuals have said they were at your house and Jeremy would often order you around, even to the point of asking you to get certain pictures of you and to bring them to Jeremy so he could show them to his guests.
What kind of pictures and whom are these guests?
Well, at this time, I'm not going to reveal the guest's name, but I just
Well, I
wanted
can't
to know
answer
if
a
that
question that I don't know who said what
Okay.
and
But
what
that-
was being looked at.
was that kind of situation. Then you don't recall what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Did some of these individuals had indicated that he would often order you around, get me a beer, get me this, get me that, and you would do so willingly and submissively?
I wasn't ordered around, and I was a very good hostess. I mean, I usually was the one getting drinks for everybody, or
Okay.
food, or whatever when we had guests.
Well, if he was the dominant role player, how would you describe yourself? If he was the dominant individual in your family, how would you describe yourself?
I think we were both dominant in different areas. I
So-
mean, he didn't like domineer over me in day-to-day life. So, I mean, we both had our strengths and we both had our weaknesses in business and in skills. And
Did he verbally abuse you when you were on the job?
I don't know. He yelled at everybody on the job site. It was usually a stressful place. So have I ever gotten yelled at on a job site? Probably. Have I done yelling on a job site? I'm sure I have.
Yeah. Was he a jealous individual, his husband?
I don't think so, no.
No. Was he controlling?
I guess we were both controlling over certain aspects of our life.
Okay.
So it depends on what exactly you're asking about.
Okay. I was just trying to get a picture of the relationship between the two of
Controlling
you.
over me? No.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So you were both dominant, is what you're saying.
In different areas. We all have things that we are good at. We all have things that we're not. We all
Right.
contribute somehow to a relationship.
Officers found a 14-page handwritten father-daughter slave contract between Julene and Jeremy Simko. It was also stated that Julene had been taken advantage of by her biological father as a child, for which he was imprisoned. With this now in the open, it is plausible that Jeremy exploited her trauma amid escalating financial disputes and toxic S&M rituals, fueling a motive for murder. But the detective isn't done yet. What he is about to reveal next will add even more weight to this dark and devastating motive. In the moments that follow, all of Julene's smugness will be gone.
Well, first of all, I would like to see that, proof of that, because I don't think that ever happened.
Well, we have that proof.
Well, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see what time it was and everything else.
Oh, we can tell you exactly. It happened at 18:57 and 03 seconds on July 17, 2009. And if you go to this URL, this website, you'll pull up exactly this obituary.
You said July 17th?
No. November 7th. I may have said July. November 17th. It's 11 hours before the homicide was called in.
Can we see what was accessed before and after that?
Sure.
Let's see.
What is this? That doesn't tell us anything.
This looks as though
Julene, I can assure you there's no trick here. A computer expert was willing to testify that that is exactly what that is.
Well, first of all, did you access this?
No,
Okay.
I didn't access it, but I am curious about.
Yeah, we just want to see who was maybe on the computer. Can you tell, Michael?
well, somebody searched. Looks as though somebody searched Jeremy Simko. Looks like someone
At
searched Julene Simko.
somebody.
So it looks like there's a-
So somebody searched Jeremy Simko at the same time. Then somebody searched this article. Somebody searched Julene Nick. Now, who's Julene Nick? That's you.
That's my maiden name.
So somebody searched you.
Someone searched Julene Simko.
Somebody searched Julene Simko.
Somebody searched Judy Maldonado.
Now, Judy Maldonado is your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
What is this?
there's another obituary apparently searched. I don't know what that was. Do you know what that was? Did you?
Not off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay.
Was it determined during the course of the investigation? I'm sure it was.
Somebody searched another
There's a bunch of
obituary.
different things
Yeah.
searched.
What are those the
These-
times on, times off?
3, 12, 6, 21, 23, and 22. Do you know what?
I'd have to pull up the key to that. For our purposes, the only thing we're interested in at this time is who would have done that and why they would have done
Do we have
that.
copies of this?
Yeah, I probably can get copies.
A couple other articles that were searched. I don't know if this is Morning Journal, another Morning Journal. Some other websites, I don't know. Zedu.com, it looks like it's kind of an odd website. I don't know if it's
Zito's an ad that pops up when you search stuff.
okay. I don't know if the other articles are
Okay. Getting back to the point.
I can put a note that we want to ask for a copy of these, just so we can search
I
to
would like
see
to
what,
look at 'em.
who is maybe.
All right, getting back to the point. Again, you see that adds to our sense of concern about only 2 people in the house, 11 hours before he's found deceased.
What time would that be? What is 18? Is that
6 o'clock.
It was 3 minutes till 7 p.m., okay? That search is conducted. At 6:06 a.m., you make a call to 911. So roughly 11 hours before your husband is shot, a person that you have a father-daughter slave relationship, role play, as you say, someone pulls up the obituary of the very person that had a father-daughter relationship with you. That makes one wonder if there is a nexus here or a tie-in with this. I mean, you can understand how we might be concerned about that.
I can understand. I'm telling you, I am not the one that
Okay.
is using
Is there any
the
reason
computer.
Jeremy would have done that?
No idea.
Does anybody ever come in your home and use your computers?
Mhm.
Who does that?
We've had friends use the computers before.
Okay. And did anybody come in your home and use computers at 7 o'clock that night? Okay,
I
so,
believe it was just 2 of us there all
okay,
evening.
all right. So nobody could have done that search except one of you 2 that night, correct? Okay, all right.
With the motive laid bare, Julene has nowhere left to hide. The detective grows more aggressive, sensing that a confession is close. The only question now is whether Julene will give it or continue to hold the line.
Here's the really interesting thing. If we assume your theory that there is an intruder in the home, don't you think the intruder would be in a hurry to leave if he heard the shots that you fired?
I would say, yeah.
Okay, but yet this intruder who gained access to the house without setting off the door alarm, without being caught on the camera, without setting off any of the driveway alarm, without making any of the dogs bark, without being noticed by any outside sources, without forcing entry into the home, has made his way into a darkened home, has found a gun on a curio cabinet that bears only your DNA, removes a gun from a holster, goes upstairs to the room where you and Jeremy typically sleep together. That person has to lean across the bed, get within 2 inches of Jeremy's head, pull the trigger, shoot him in the back of the head, taking his life instantaneously. Then, follow me here, please. Then, yes, he was shot in the back of the head. Okay, so follow me now. And you see why we have the concerns we have. That person then has to leave there, decides not to search for you at all, isn't worried about you even though they're armed with a gun, goes downstairs, ostensibly knocks over a chair, but the chair is knocked over in such a manner that the robe is laying underneath it, so it wouldn't have made much noise. It would have been a cushioned fall. Takes the time to clean all the blowback off that gun, which is a considerable amount of time, and then doesn't drop it on the floor because we had BCI checked for that. He lays the gun on the floor. There is no damage to the floor from the gun. There is no damage to the gun from the floor. So he lays the gun on the floor, then again mysteriously exits the residence through the open back kitchen door, again doesn't set off the driveway alarm, doesn't set off the dogs barking.
And you're assuming how all this happened because you don't know, nor do I know what transpired. You're
What else?
assuming somebody went out the back door. You're assuming
Every other
assuming
door was
stuff, too.
secured. No, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. I am going where the evidence leads me. I wasn't there. You were there. I'm only going where
And I
the
can
evidence
only
in this
assume
case
with
leads
you
me.
too, but
But I'm going where the evidence leads. I mean, if there's something that we've missed in the evidence, heaven help us, we want to know that. That's why I said at the very beginning of this, it's important for us to get to the truth on this. We need your help with this. We want to try to solve this. But right now, you have to, Is there any way that you don't think we would have to consider you as the prime suspect? We were hoping that you would come in here today and really enlighten us with something. But thus far, all I have is more inconsistencies. We want to help you get resolution here. That's the point of this.
What other suspects have you looked at if you want to get resolution?
We're not going to discuss
Have other
other
people
suspects.
been looked at? Have you investigated this any further
We
than
have
me?
investigated. Every avenue that's come up has been investigated. Every avenue, everything here is this case. Everything. Those are all reports related to this case.
Did you also look into the break-ins that happened? Because there were a
Ma'am.
number of things with footprints and stuff that were never resolved. And a fingerprint that I remember hearing the detective talk about, whatever became of that.
Julene, everything was looked at. Everything
And you
was
came
looked
up
at.
with nothing.
What have we come up with on this case? What have we come up with the homicide? If you're a reasonable person, where does the evidence point in this case? I'm asking you, put yourself in my shoes.
She's not going to answer that question. I mean, I know what you want her to answer, but she's already told you that she came in here to assist you. If you ask her a question that might be something that she could assist you with, I think she's tried to answer every question. And I mean, I don't care if you have everything in the world laid out on top of this table. It doesn't mean that she killed her husband.
The truth is now out, whether Julene confesses or not. There was no intruder, only Julene's staging of the hallway casings, driven by financial woes and toxic S&M rituals rooted in her childhood trauma. The detectives have more than enough to charge her. In 2017, Julene faced trial for aggravated murder, felonious assault, tampering with evidence, and gun specifications before Judge Mark Betleski. Prosecutors successfully proved that the murder had been staged. After a week-long trial, she was convicted on all counts and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 28 years.